Hello and welcome, you beautiful yogis. I'm Ashley. This is day 47 of the 75 Hard Yoga Challenge. And today we're going to be spending some time really focusing on them hips. We're going to be building some strength, mobility, and a little bit more range of motion. So this practice is a mix of activating and opening. So we're not just going to be stretching those hips today. We're actually going to be strengthening the muscles around them so they feel a little bit more supported and more free in your movements. Now, some parts might feel a little strong and some parts might feel really nice and spacious, but just move at your own pace. Stay connected to your breath and always remember to only guide and encourage the body, never force or fight. But whenever you're ready, go ahead and lie down on your back and let's get into it. All right, beautiful yogis, let's go ahead and make our way onto our back. Just draw those knees in, inhale, and then exhale. Go ahead and drop those feet. Tuck the tail under. Let's just take a second here. Hold that tuck of the tail. Bring your hands to your belly. And then see if you can just relax slightly through the lower back, through the hips. And just let yourself relax here for a moment. Let those knees knock in. Maybe turn those heels out slightly. And just take a second to connect to your breath here. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly. Feeling the support of the mat beneath you. Allowing yourself to just ground into your practice here, connecting to your breath. Take a deep breath in. And a big exhale. And as you rest here, take a second, maybe set the intention for your practice today. So what has brought you to your mat and what are you hoping to cultivate or achieve in this time that we have together? And once you've set your intention for your practice, if you set an intention at all, let's take another deep breath in and a big exhale. Settle in a little more into your practice. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Now that our intention is set, we've connected and grounded to our breath for a moment. Let's take that right ankle, cross it over that left knee, push it away. You can open up your eyes here or keep them closed, whatever feels good for you. We're gonna warm up the hips a little bit with a little bit of that figure four stretch. So here, as you're pushing that knee away, let's go ahead and draw that left knee towards the chest. And if you have the space, grabbing behind the knee or in front of the knee, try to flatten out that back, making sure the upper back and head is rested down and you're not forcing and fighting. We don't want it to become ab work or stress and strain on the neck. And then just rock side to side, opening up those hips a little bit, massaging that lower back, connecting to that breath. And so even though we are in a stretch and we're moving, we're still taking this time to ground down into our practice and allow ourselves to really be present in the body. So take your mind, your awareness, not only to that breath, but to the sensations of the body. And then now squeeze it in just a little bit more. And then on your exhale, let's go ahead and release it. Switch those sides, taking left ankle, cross it over that right knee, push. Notice that external rotation in the hip socket here, just that little pressure in the hip. Shouldn't feel any tweaking in the knee. Make sure that foot is flexed just a little bit to prevent that. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna drive that right knee towards the chest, okay? And if you have, again, the space, a hand's gonna come through this little hole space here, grabbing a hold of the back of the knee or in front of the knee, whichever one feels the most comfortable, as long as you're not working so hard to get to it. All right, rocking side to side, letting that hip open a little bit more. Letting yourself really be present in this moment, aware of what you're experiencing. So what does that stretch feel like? Where do you feel it? Allowing yourself to witness this moment. Take a couple more breaths. And then on your next inhale, we're going to squeeze that in just a little bit more. Inhale, and then exhale, go ahead and release it. Walking those feet out a little bit wider, placing your hands down. We're going to let those knees knock in. Feel that stretch in the hip socket. So a little bit of that internal rotation. It's pressure in that hip. All right, and then both knees come towards the ceiling. We're gonna let that right knee fall towards the midline, and then let that outer knee fall to the outside. So now feeling the stretch along that leg that's pointing inward, feeling the stretch along the hip flexor, maybe a little bit in that hip socket, maybe even the quads, the top of the thigh. And then inhale, so squeeze, so tuck the tail, squeeze the belly in as we come up to the center, and then let that left knee now fall to the inside. Feel that stretch, and then let that outer knee fall to the outside. Feel that stretch as it shifts and changes a little bit. Consciously in those spots that you feel the stretch. So again, we can keep that mind-body connection as we move through the practice. Anything can be yoga if you're mindful and you're aware and you're present with it. All right, so let's go ahead and come back up. Let's just windshield wiper about 6 times. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Draw those knees in. Take a quick happy baby, grabbing hold of the arches of the feet, or if it feels better, always grab behind the knees. Find that happy baby version. If you have a hold of the arches of the feet, push down, deepening through those hips. So don't just grab a hold of the feet and let yourself just hang out here passively. We want to push into the stretch a little bit. Notice how that activates where those hips are. Feel a little bit of stretch in those deep inner thighs, more towards the groin area, closer up towards the groin area, I should say. Rocking side to side. And then exhale, go ahead and bring those knees in. Give yourself a big hug, squeeze those knees towards the chest. And then cross those ankles. We're gonna roll it up and then shoot it back, okay? So come on up and shoot it back. Downward dog. And then pick up those hips, spinal wave, find a plank, drop your knees, lower all the way to your belly. Sliding those hands forward, taking Sphinx pose here, peel that heart through the hands. All right, getting into a little bit of strength work, also helping with that mobility. So once you're in your Sphinx, pull the heart through, make sure you're pushing that floor away, and then bending your right leg. We're gonna flex that foot, stay up nice and high. Notice what that does to our quad and a little bit to the lower back. See if you can press into the tops of the foot on the left side, and then keep driving that foot on the left side. So this foot, driving it down and towards the mat. Flexing that foot, see if you can reach that foot towards the ceiling and drop it down. We're gonna do one more, lift and drop it down. Hold it, squeeze, straighten. We're gonna go back into it, bend, flex, lift, and straighten. Again, flex, lift it towards the ceiling, drop it down, straighten the leg. Try not to slouch into those shoulders, it's easy to do. So remember, flex the shoulder, or flex the foot, lift it up and come down. So feel the hamstring and the glutes working here. Let's take one more, flex the foot, lift it up, and take it down. Wonderful. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down, drop the forehead. Same similar concept, but the legs are gonna stay straight here. So we're gonna drop that forehead down, pressing the tops of the foot down into the mat, so much so the knee lifts on that left side. And then pressing that pelvis down into your mat here, we're gonna lift up that right leg. Try to keep that right leg straight. We're gonna lift it for 5. So 1, try to get that leg all the way off. 2, 3,
4, and 5. Now hold it up. We're going to pulse it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drop it down. All right. Inhale. Take your hands towards the outside of the chest. Roll the shoulder back. Rise it up. Send it back. Curl the toes. All right. Inhale. And exhale, come through. We're going to come down onto our side. So drop that right elbow, turn and shift. Taking left leg, bring it around. So now you're still on that right side. Right side is on the bottom. Left leg, you're going to try and bring it as close up towards the upper part of the thigh, and then pointing the toe. So we want to be a little bit shifted back. We're going to do a little bit of leg lift here for that inner thigh. Hand can be planted here or down towards you. Point the toe, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. Flex the foot. We're going to pulse it for 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it up. Inhale and then exhale. Stack. We roll back on over right into that Sphinx pose. Peel the heart. All right, we're going to start moving into that other side. So heart peels, finding that Sphinx. All right, again, driving the top of the foot into the mat on the right side this time, so much so that that knee starts to lift. No slouching in the shoulder. We're going to pick up that left leg, bend the knee, flex the foot, and then reach it towards the ceiling and drop it down. Reach it towards the ceiling and drop it down. Straighten, bend, flex the foot, lift, drop it down. Straighten, bend the knee, flex the foot. That's 2. Drop it down, no slouching in the shoulder. Remember, flex, lift it. 3. Flex, lift it. 4. Feel the strength in the glute working. 5. And release it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take it down. So we're building strength in that back body and the hips and the glutes, the hamstrings, all those areas that support the hip. All right, pressing the tops of the foot down into the mat on that right side. We're going to lift up that left leg. So lift it and drop it down. 1. Lift it. 2. Drop it down. Lift it. 3. Drop it down. Lift it. 4. Drop it down, and 5. Now we pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drop it down. Hands to the outside of the chest. Roll the shoulders back, curl the toes, tuck the tail. Push up, push back, quick child's pose. Inhale and exhale, roll it through. All right, come up into your plank. We're going to drop that elbow down, come onto your side, and then pick up that top leg, walk it towards the front, and then we're going to lift that bottom leg. So here we want to be a little bit more shifted back, or wherever we feel a lot of that tension on the inner thigh. Pointing the toe, we're going to lift it. 1, 2, so if that means you got to lean a little bit forward to get better strength. 4, 5. All right, keep it up, flex the foot. We're going to pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drop it down, stack those feet. We roll back over, Sphinx pose. All right, lift a little higher, exhale, take it down. All right, picking up that right leg, we're going to pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flex the foot, keep it up, pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straighten, drop it down. Left side, pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it up, flex the foot, bend the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straighten, exhale. All right. Right hand down. We're going to turn over to the side, picking up that left leg, swing it on around. We're going to do 10 more of these, quickly moving through each side. Point the toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flex the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Come down, Sphinx pose stretch, peel the heart. And exhale, switch it on over to the other side. Pick up the top leg, swing it on around. Toe pointed, lean a little bit forward. If you lean further back, then it's going to take a little of that tension off the inner thigh. So you want to lean a little forward, pick it up 1, 2, no slouching in the shoulder, 3, 4, 5, flex it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome job. All right, Sphinx stretch. Seal, exhale down. Hands to the outside of the chest, roll the shoulder back, pick it up, push it back. And then inhale, roll it up, find your tabletop position. Making sure that those knees are stacked with the hips, wrists are stacked with the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. We're going to take 5 cat-cows, push the floor away, really tuck that tail. Inhale, peel that heart through. And exhale under, that's 2. Inhale, peel the heart through. Exhale for 3. Inhale. And 4. And pull through, last one, 5. And neutral. Leaning over into that left side, we're going to pick up that right leg here. Now you're going to notice that you want to kind of splay out to the side, kind of picking up the hip. I want you to keep those hips square. No arching in the back, so tuck the tail, zip up that belly. Try to feel as though that belly button's coming up into that rib cage, and you get a slight tuck of the tail. So you're sending the tail this way, kind of swooping it under. All right, and then bending the knee, flex the foot. From here, so you should have about a 90-degree bend. We're gonna take those fire hydrants. So now bringing the knee in a little bit, we're gonna send it out to the side and then come back down. That's 1, pick it up. That's 2, pick it up. 3, 4, feel that outer hip working. 5, now hold it up, we're gonna pulse it. 1, 2, 3, don't let that belly go. 4, 5. Come back to center, straighten that leg. Keeping that right hand down, left knee down, pick up the left hand, thumb is up. We're gonna take that bird dog with knee to elbow taps 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Extend, drop it down. Really press into that heel here, stretching out that calf. Keep that belly zipped up. Keep pushing that floor away nice and strong through those shoulders. Feel the stretch in the calf. And then inhale, let that left knee hover. Feel that core really kick on. And then shift it back, 3-legged dog. Holding that 3-legged dog, feel the stretch. And then bend the knee, have a little knee circles here. Switch directions, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back to center. See if you can step that foot between those hands, dropping that back knee down. Find your low lunge. Heart peels. Opening up through those hip flexors. And then inhale, we rise. Exhale, cactus. Keep settling the hips down. We want to slope with this back leg. Toes can be curled under or uncurled. I find it easier on my knees with them curled under. And then inhale, we lift. Exhale, right hand comes down, left arm reaches forward towards the room. Swoop it back and up. So now thumb is pointing in the direction of the crown. Gaze is at the fingertips. We're prying that heart open here for a little twist. Inhale and exhale, plant the hand down. Lean forward, let the back knee float. And then picking up that left leg, shoot it back. Find that 3-legged dog. Once again, maybe bending through that standing leg a little bit to get the other calf muscle. Maybe feeling the stretch right there at the Achilles, that tendon right behind the heel. And then straighten the leg. And
drop it down. Inhale, little spinal wave, come back into your tabletop. Control it down. All right, 3 cat-cows this time. Push the floor away. Inhale, peel the heart. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, push. Inhale. Exhale, push. Inhale. Perfect. And find that neutral spine. Remember, we're zipping up that belly. We want to really make sure that that core is active here and that slight scoop of the tail is under. All right, picking up that left leg. Try not to arch the back when you do, so keep everything tucked. Hips are square, so that hip point is pointing down towards your mat, and your pressure is in both hands. And then bend that knee, flex that foot. Bring it down to meet, and then send it out to the side. Fire hydrants for 5. 1, 2, try not to lean into that right side. 3, stay even. 4, 5, feel your core kick on to hold that leg up there. 1, 2, pulse it. 3, 4, and 5. Come back, find that leg up, tuck that tail. Shift your weight towards that left hand, right knee. Pick up that right hand, thumb is up. We're gonna take 5 knee to elbow taps. Inhale, exhale, really crunch. Try to get that elbow to the outside of the knee. And 2, and 3, 4, and 5. Extend. Drop the hand down, drop the foot, curl the toes. Press back into that heel, stretch that calf. Deep breath. Stay connected to your breath here. Keep pushing the floor away, no slouching, nice and intentional through the body. All right, and then lift that right leg nice and high. Let it hover. Compress that core. So almost like you're trying to tuck the tail, bringing that knee towards the chest. Squeeze it in, and then shift it back, 3-legged dog. Hold that 3-legged dog. Let that standing leg stretch. Upper body builds a little strength while we're here. And then bend the knee. We're going to take some circles here. 1, 2. Draw big circles with that knee. 3, 4, 5. Switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3-legged dog. Maybe bending into that standing leg, stretch the calf. And then inhale, bend that knee in towards the chest, step that foot between the hands. Find your lunge, drop the back knee, peel the heart through the hands. Keep pulling that belly in. Feeling the hip flexors start to open. All right, so for this next bit, again, keep those toes curled under or uncurl them if that feels better on your knee joint, but try to get as much of a slope as possible. If you're more gapped, I don't know what I was trying to say there. If you're more boxed, here, you're not gonna feel so much of a stretch. So you really wanna try and walk that back leg back to get that stretch. All right, inhale when you feel nice and stable, we rise it on up, settle the hip down as we peel the heart. So think that energy going swooping, it's that down and up with the body. Exhale, cactus those arms, shoulders pinch towards each other. Hold that pencil, do not let it drop between those shoulder blades. Rise it up. On your inhale, and on your exhale, left hand plants, right arm reaches forward. Swing that leg down, on, around, and up. Let the palm or the thumb face in the direction of your crown. Spiral open. Little twist here. Try not to be twisted through your shoulder. So we really want to make sure that that front of the palm is facing forward. Thumb is in the direction of the crown. Exhale, come back through. Frame that foot. Lean forward, let the back knee float. Kick it back, 3-legged dog. Lift it up. Bending through that standing leg, stretch out that calf, that Achilles, pull the belly in, lift it.
And then draw that knee into the chest. We're going to be on that same side. Go ahead and drop that foot between the hands. Drop the back knee. Hands come to the inside. Let's take a lizard lunge here. So heel toe that foot out as wide as your mat. Release the back toes if that feels good. Peel your heart through. Inhale, and then exhale, drop an elbow or two. Full-on lizard lunge. Okay, so now this next stretch that we're about to get into can be a little intense. So I want you to just listen to your body. Try not to force or fight with the body. Again, as always, guide and encourage it. Just find your depth. Let that be enough, okay? Because this can be a little intense. All right, let's go ahead and come right on up. Bending the back knee. Inhale, and on your exhale, reach back, tap the toe. Release it, hands down, shift your hips, straighten your leg. We're gonna do 3 of these. Inhale and exhale, tap that toe. Open it up, hands to the inside of the feet, shift back, fold under. Inhale, last one, drop the hip, open up the heart, reach behind you. This time, hold the toe, see if you could stretch the quad. And 5 on your exhale, hand comes to the center. All right, so it's gonna get even deeper. So we're gonna take a little bit of hip dip here into a twist, okay, into like almost like a twisted lunge. All right, so let's come on up off that knee. Spiral that heel down, so now you're on the outer edge of the foot. Left hand is down, right arm comes up. You can expose the sole of the foot here. Drop the hip as you reach towards that back leg. Feel the stretch all in that top leg. Inhale, we come up onto the toe. Spiral to the inside of the foot, right hand plants, and come on up. Almost like that extended side angle, but the hand down. All right, we got 2 more of those. Hand comes down. Come up onto the toes, spiral to the outside of the foot, expose the foot on the right side, arm reaches nice and high and up, draw that half circle as you reach towards the back leg. Lift, use your obliques, come back up, spiral the back heel to the inside of the foot, open it up, pull the belly in. Inhale, exhale, next hip dip. So again, you're reaching the hand forward and reach it out and down as you drop the hip and then back towards that foot. Lift, come back up, spiral, and stack. Pull the belly in. Perfect. All right. Come back in to that lunge, kick it back. 3-legged dog. Drop it down. Vinyasa, lean forward, lower down. Up dog, down dog. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, pick up that left leg nice and high. Find that 3-legged dog. Bring that knee deep into the chest. Take that foot to the outside of the hand. Drop that back knee, take that lunge with your hands to the inside of the foot. Peel your heart through, open up that hip flexor. We're gonna take that lizard lunge, so maybe we drop an elbow or 2, deepening in through that hip. You can expose the sole of the foot if you'd like, so that knee can kind of push outward a little bit more, or keep that gap sealed. That gap is, when you seal that gap with the foot, then it is a little bit harder on that hip, but you do get a deeper stretch. So it's really whatever feels best for you and your body, as always. And 5. On your exhale, we come on up, bending that back knee. Inhale, lifting that left arm up and over. Really reach towards that back foot. Tap that toe. Inhale. Exhale, bring that foot or hand back to the inside of the foot. Shift the hips back. Stretch. So straighten that leg. Those toes can point up towards those shins if that feels better, or down, getting the top of the foot stretch, deepening that ankle mobility. All right, and then inhale, lean forward, ride that wave through, peel the heart open. Bend the knee, reach back, tap the toe, pause, open it up, shift it back. Notice what's stretching, what's going on in your internal space. Try to find that surrenderance. Lean forward, ride that wave, bend the knee, reach back. Maybe this time we hold it, stretch it out. And release it. Wonderful job. And then come through, pick up that back knee. All right, spiraling the back heels. Now we're on the outer edge of the foot, right hand plants. You can expose the sole of the foot. Reach that left arm forward, up and back so the hips drop down. So you're still reaching those fingertips towards that foot, using those shoulders, push it up, shoulders, obliques, spiral the heel inside of the foot down, left hand plants, open up. Inhale, exhale, take it down, spiral that heel down, outer edge of the foot, reach that hand up and back, drop your hip. Using those obliques, a little bit of chest muscle there to come up, spiral the heel, open. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. Plant the hand down, spiral open, drop the hip, reach. Inhale, lift, exhale, spiral it right on open. Inhale, take that hand, plant it down, kick it back. Drop that foot down. Normal down dog, let's flow through a little vinyasa here. Roll it through, come to plank, lower down, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Settle in, 5 breaths here. And then inhale, gaze between those hands. Slowly start to make your way to the top, walking your feet forward. Inhale, we take our flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Slight bend in the knees, around the shoulders, roll it to the top. Inhale and exhale. Samastitihi equals standing, roll the shoulders back. Bring those hands into prayer. We're gonna take that left foot, step it back, rise it up, and then rise it into star. Turning those toes out, heels in, come down, goddess pose. We're gonna settle on in. So heart is open here, shoulder blades are coming back together. So think like you are holding a pencil between those shoulder blades and you don't wanna let it go. All right, we hold it. Keep pushing those knees out, feeling the strength start to build in those inner thighs. Now we pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay low, pick up that right heel. Ooh. Drop it down, pick up that left heel. Drop it down, right heel, pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drop it down, pick up the left heel, pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drop it down, bring your hands to your knees. Shoulder dips here, push. So we're still building strength, but we're stretching a little bit. 3, keep pushing those knees away. 4, 5, stay connected to your breath. And 6, open it up, find your star. All right, skandasana, back side, so to that left leg. So hand comes into prayer, lean forward or lean to the side, place the hands down. Right toe spiral towards the ceiling. Settle into your skandasana. Feel the stretching sensation in those inner thighs. Come back to your breath, recenter. Try not to lose sight of that breath, that connection of the breath. Find peace and calm In that chaos, finding comfort in the discomfort. Settle in. All right. Now we're going to face the back of our mat. So left hand's going to come around towards the back side. We're going to turn and shift, coming into that lunge. And then stepping the back foot forward, we come into a chair. Come up, twisted chair, right elbow, left knee. Open it up, twist. So prayer hands here. Try not to let those knees track in front of each other. Keep them together. So let the twist come from the torso. And then inhale, come back into your chair. Step your right foot back. Inhale, rise it on up. Find your star. Yet again, skandasana towards the front of the mat. So right foot. Inhale and exhale. Come on down. Spiral the back toes on up. Settle into that skandasana. Now this heel for your first time, mine is usually up my first round. Usually it goes down after my second time through. So that just depends on the ankle mobility and a little bit of the strength in that shin and the flexibility of the inner thigh. So just take what you got for the day. Let it be enough. Settle in. And then inhale, we're going to plant the left hand, spiral the right hand back behind, and then come on up. Maybe this time you bring your hands into prayer, step it forward, and take your chair, your twisted chair. So left elbow, right knee. Prayer hands can stay in those armpits. So maybe it's like this for you. If you have that twist, push that elbow into the knee, knee into the elbow, bringing prayer hands to heart center. So I'm going to come back to that side. Keep your hips a little lower. And then inhale, we come back, hold chair for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fingertips graze the floor, rise it up. Utkatasana chair all the way to the top. Little mini back bend. Inhale, rise. Samastitihi. Inhale, bring your hands into prayer. We're going to take that right ankle, cross it over the left knee. Taking a figure 4 chair. So hinge at those hips. As we start to hinge, bend those knees. Your hands are going to stay in prayer. Here, pull that belly in. So again, we're zipping that belly up and in. So you're bringing the belly button towards the spine, lifting it up into the rib cage. Feel everything squeezing into that midline, lifting out of the pelvic bowl. All right, you can even bring your hands, your prayer hands, those forearms, resting them to the inside of that shin. Get a little deeper. Maybe the hands plant. Take a little stretch here. And then inhale, hands come into prayer. We're going to rise it on up. Bend that knee, flex the foot like you're going to stomp the floor. Send the leg back. Keep that knee bent. Keep that foot flexed. And then push up. Feel the glute and hamstring start to kick on. Inhale, come back through. Figure 4 stretch. Settle in. Inhale and then exhale, either stay here or hands plant to the floor. Maybe you fold. Inhale, take your flat back, come back up. If your fingertips are down, rise it up, come out of the chair, warrior 3, airplane arms. Reach the arms down and forward, crescent lunge. Take a little vinyasa, kick it back, 3-legged dog. Drop it down. Roll through, chaturanga lower, up dog, down dog. Wonderful job, hold for 5, 1, 2, you know what, let's just hold for 3. We'll hold for 5 after the other side. And 3, gaze between those hands. We're gonna step walk or jump right into our chair. Stay low. Inhale, Utkatasana. Inhale and exhale, rise. Hands in prayer. Picking up that left leg, flex the foot, cross that ankle, settle in to your figure 4 chair. Again, maybe you rest those forearms down, or you bring your hands down. So for me, this is apparently my tighter side. So I have a little bit of harder time really folding in this. So just notice that in your body and try not to force or fight it. Just let it be enough. With that patience, your body will start to open so much faster than when you force it. All right. And then bring your hands back into prayer. Come back up. Control it. Keep that knee bent. Send it back. That foot stays flexed. We're going to lift it up. Feel the engagement of the glute. Try not to let that hip splay open. And then come back through. Take your figure four. Again. Settle in. Maybe plant the hands. And come back up. Rise it. Take your warrior three. Graze those fingers. Bend the front knee. Come up. Crescent lunge. Flow through your vinyasa. Kick it back. Drop it down. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. All right. Now you get to hold it for 5 breaths. You can even take a child's pose if that feels better. And 5. Inhale, gaze between those hands. We're going to step, walk, or jump to a seat. And we're going to take our seated twist. So legs out in front, bending that right knee. Send that right leg over to the side. So we want to have it about midway up that thigh. Those toes are flexed. You can keep this bottom leg straight if you need to, hugging that knee in, or you're going to bend it. Okay? So wherever you are, that knee is pulling into the midline. Sit up tall. Exhale, look over that right shoulder. Deepen it by reaching back behind you. Inhale and then exhale, deepen the twist. Maybe grab that heel. Deep twist. So what is going on in your inner space? What kind of thoughts are there? How much space is in between them? And this awareness is not for you to judge. Do not judge what is happening in the internal world, but rather just draw your awareness to it. And then as you begin to draw that awareness to it, over time, it just becomes that second nature. And then it's not even something you have to think about. You've already trained it to be calm and centered. And the mind to be a little more quiet over time. Inhale and then exhale, take your counter twist. Look over your left shoulder. And then inhale, we're gonna come back through the front, stacking those knees. Now I'm gonna turn and face you guys for this. So we wanna stack those knees here. So that cow facing legs here. And then inhale, either keep a hold of your foot, lean forward, or take those eagle arms, rise it up. Right arm under left. Inhale and then exhale, we lean forward. Feel that entire hip start to open up, mostly on that top leg. You're gonna feel that. Notice if you're tightening, clenching, whatever's happening, and then try to see if you can just breathe and melt into it and let the body start to open. And then inhale, we open up those arms, exhale, cactus, hands come down. Taking a top leg, swing it around just a little bit towards the front, bottom leg straight, and we're gonna take that figure 4 seat. So right ankle over left knee, foot is flexed on that left side. We wanna try and get that knee energy moving down towards the floor. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, reach for those toes, fold. Deepen through your stretch. Keep reaching a little bit forward for that foot. Each exhale, maybe try and send your tailbone high. So again, we're trying to tuck the tail, so the tail's going this way. So forward and up. So it's almost like a tilt and then a reach through the spine. All right, and then reach your fingertips forward. Nice long traction here. Rise it up. And exhale, cactus, and then hand come down. We're gonna take that pigeon, or double pigeon, so keeping the top leg right where it is, just bend that bottom leg, and then we're gonna find that double pigeon. Now, if this is too intense, if you find yourself, even if you're able to get here, maybe you place a block or a pillow or a stack of blankets, you could do that and then kind of seal that gap here. Or I just like to work with what I have in my body, and eventually it will start to melt if you're comfortable being in the uncomfortable. If it is impossible for you at this time to get into that, then just stick with the figure 4, leaning forward. Do that one more time. All right. So we're in at least about 3 breaths here. And if you can go a little deeper, maybe place one hand down, leaning forward, feeling that openness happening in the hip. Deep hip stretches here. And 5 on your exhale. We're gonna come out of it slowly, seal that gap, that knee gap. So we wanna keep that sealed so that way we're moving from the hip joint, not the knees. And then straighten those legs out in front. All right, so again, other side, so left knee. We're gonna take that ankle across. Not figure 4. We're gonna take our seated twist. So go ahead and walk that foot on up, hug that knee in, squeeze it. Look over that left shoulder. Bottom leg stays straight or bent. Sitting up tall, reach behind you. Inhale, and on your exhale, maybe you deepen that twist. Take a bind if you have the bind. Deepening through that exhale, maybe walking that hand back just a little bit more, pushing a little more into that elbow or that elbow into the knee to deepen that twist. And then inhale, and on your exhale, take that counter twist, looking over that right shoulder, sit up tall, try not to slouch. Inhale, and then exhale, come back into your center. So we're gonna stack those knees, that count facing pose. Feeling the stretch, mostly on that top leg, so whatever leg is on top. And then inhale, lift it up. On your exhale, left hand under right. Take those eagle arms or just grab a hold of those feet. You can even stack those elbows here, whichever feels best for your body. Inhale, and then exhale, lean forward. And just remember, wherever you got to today is enough. The only person that is judging you is you. And when you realize that, then you learn that you don't have to judge yourself, and you can just let it be whatever it is, and it gets to be enough. It's not that serious. You're showing up, you're doing what you can, and it's a journey. One hopefully you'll be on for the rest of your life. And so there's always going to be new things to reach for. So just let it be enough right now. Let yourself be in this moment right now, in your full authenticity, with the deepest gratitude for what you have in this current moment. And then inhale, we rise. And exhale, open up those arms, cactus, grabbing the feet. Now let's go ahead and hug that left knee in, straighten your right leg nice and long. Taking that left ankle, crossing it over to the top of that right knee. Inhale, rise. Seated figure 4, reach for those toes and fold. And 5, go ahead and reach those fingers forward. Keep reaching forward, feeling the traction behind the shoulder blades and spine. Rise it on up. And exhale, cactus, release it. All right, let's take that double pigeon. So go ahead and bend that bottom knee, get that foot to stack. We want to try and get the shin as parallel as we possibly can. And then again, if you need a blanket or pillow or block or something in between to kind of seal those gaps, then you're welcome to, or again, just allowing gravity to take hold. So that's typically what I personally like to do, but it's really up to you and your preferences. So to create a little bit more space, just press down a little bit. But again, we never want to force or fight the body. We only want to guide and encourage it. So if you feel like you have to really like muscle it down, then you're putting too much effort into it. So let's just go ahead and lean forward, or however feels good. If that's plenty, even just trying to get into the pose, then by all means, stay there. If you want a little bit more, the more you start to push that knee down just a little bit, guiding it forward, leaning forward, lowering down, finding your breath, finding your comfort in the discomfort. And then inhale, come right on up. On the exhale, so seal that gap, straighten the legs. All right, let's take that Paschimottanasana. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and turn to the long side of my mat here, drawing those toes in towards the shins. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. And notice if you're able to reach those toes a little bit better. And 5 on the exhale. Let's go ahead and roll it right on up, almost like ragdoll, letting the head be the last to come up, roll the shoulders back. All right, bending those knees. Let's make our way onto the back. Maybe you grab behind the knees, round. Slowly make your way onto your back. Giving yourself a big hug. And then exhale, drawing right knee into the chest. Take that left leg nice and long. 1 to 2 breaths here. And then switch sides. And then draw both knees into the chest. And then exhale, go ahead and release it just a little bit from the thighs. Go poster T those arms. Squeeze those knees in towards the chest. Slowly lower down with control. Looking over the right shoulder, deep twist. Feel the stretch, maybe a little bit on the outer hip. Letting this be the time where you get to ease your mind. Again, allowing those thoughts to drop off one at a time. Creating space between those thoughts, having pure awareness of the breath. Go ahead and squeeze those thighs in towards the chest, and then squeeze those knees into the chest as you send them with control down to the right side as you gaze to the left. Let all of that work come from the obliques, so those side abs here. And then squeeze them into the chest. This is to protect your lower back. And then drop those feet down, crossing right leg over left. Pick up the hips, shift them to the right, knees drop to the left, gaze to the right. Deeper twist, feeling even more on that outer hip. Picking up that left shoulder, walk it out. Let the twist come from the spine. Soften the muscles of the face, allowing everything to relax. Nervous system starting to regulate. Energy's coming down. And then inhale, squeeze. Pick it up, release it, switch those sides. Left leg crosses over the right. Inhale, pick up those hips, shift them to the left, knees drop to the right, gaze over that left shoulder. And 5, squeeze it, come back to center. Pick up those hips, release your bind, give yourself another big hug. Drop those feet down, walk those feet out, just windshield wiper. A little bit, releasing those hips a little bit more. Keeping the focus on allowing the mind to begin to soften. The awareness is on the breath. Leaving us with only sensations. And then inhale, come back to the center, walk those knees in. Go ahead and tuck that tail under deeply, flattening out the lower back. Release the hands. Straighten the right leg, straighten the left leg. And then gently let yourself melt into your shavasana. Releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Relaxing the jaw and unfurrowing the brow. Bringing your full awareness to the breath. Allowing all other thoughts and sensations to just melt away, no longer existing. And if your mind does wander, that's okay. Bring it back to the breath with love, patience, and kindness, without judgment. Enjoy your shavasana. Now, if you'd like a longer shavasana, you're welcome to press pause. Otherwise, follow me. Let's begin to wiggle those fingers and toes. Taking whatever energy that you'd like from your shavasana with you, and just imagine that energy is expanding as you begin to roll those wrists, rolling the ankles, bending the knees, maybe letting that energy expand even further. And then rolling over onto your favorite side, just take a moment to rest your head on your arm like a pillow and letting all that energy that you just gathered allowing it to melt into your mat. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and extend that top leg, using the top arm to press yourself to a nice, comfortable seated position. Try not to open up your eyes. Keep them closed as you find your way into that seated position. We don't want to disturb that peace that we work so hard to create. Once you found your way into your seat, bring those palms to the knees, facing up for the mudra of receiving. Tuck your tail, belly towards the spine. Shoulders come up, back, and down. The chin is tucked. Feel the spine reaching out of the pelvic bowl without creating an arch in the back. Take a deep breath in. And a big relieving sigh. Again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift those arms above the head. On that exhale, hands heart center. And setting the intentions for the rest of your day. So what would you like to cultivate in your life today? How can you continue to practice the practice of yoga well beyond your mat? And once you've set your intention, send the energy down, grounding it to the earth. Send it all the way up to the universe for manifestation and creation as those palms touch hands, heart center. Sealing this space with our mantra. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be peaceful, may I be filled with love. May all beings throughout time and space be happy, be healthy, be peaceful, be filled with love. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. All right, awesome job. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is always such a pleasure and an honor to guide you on such a beautiful journey. And if you really enjoyed today's practice, or if you've been enjoying the challenge so far, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your support, and I cannot wait to see you back here. Same mat, new challenge. Namaste.